Have you ever found yourself caught in that maddeningly familiar trap? You know, the one where you spend hours meticulously researching the perfect workout plan, downloading the trendiest fitness app, even buying new gear only to never actually make it to the gym. Or perhaps it's a career pivot you've endlessly contemplated, a crucial conversation you've rehearsed 1,000 times, or a personal habit you desperately want to break, yet remain inert. It's that frustrating, almost inexplicable space where you possess all the knowledge, all the good intentions, yet somehow you remain rooted. You're not ignorant, quite the opposite. You're informed, perhaps even over-informed. And that very information, instead of being a powerful catalyst for action, subtly morphs into a comfortable substitute for it. You find yourself thinking about doing, talking about doing, meticulously planning to do, but the actual doing remains stubbornly elusive. This isn't simple laziness, it's a peculiar, debilitating form of paralysis, a cognitive gridlock where the sheer weight of possibilities or the quiet dread of imperfection keeps us perpetually stuck on the starting line. What if I told you that this profoundly modern struggle, this pervasive analysis paralysis, isn't new at all? What if I told you that over 500 years ago, a towering figure, remarkably adept at navigating both the treacherous intellectual battlefield and the tumultuous world of human action, developed a profound framework to cut directly through this exact dilemma? A true warrior philosopher, a deep thinker who wrestled fiercely with the nature of good and evil, free will and divine providence, laid out principles that can unshackle you from the inertia of knowing without doing, transforming contemplation into concrete progress. We're talking about St. Augustine and his monumental, world-changing work, The City of God. Now, before you imagine dense, intimidating theological treatises that will only add more layers to your intellectual stagnation, hear this: the revolutionary insights he offers into the human condition, into the very mechanisms that keep us perpetually stuck, are far more intuitive, far more practical, and dare I say, far simpler than you might possibly expect. They're not about complicated algorithms, fleeting self-help trends, or esoteric jargon. They are about understanding the foundational, timeless truths of action, decision, and purpose that resonate just as powerfully in our complex world today as they did in the tumultuous 5th century. Join me as we unlock how this ancient wisdom can empower you to finally bridge that frustrating chasm between intention and execution, between the life you endlessly contemplate and the purposeful, impactful life you are truly meant to live. You know that feeling, right? That persistent, nagging sense that despite all the self-help books piled on your nightstand, all the inspiring podcasts filling your commute, all the motivational quotes wallpapering your social media feed, true, lasting, transformative change feels perpetually just out of reach. We devour knowledge, we intellectually grasp profound concepts, we even find ourselves nodding vigorously along, utterly convinced we get it. But then, when real life inevitably intervenes, when stress mounts, when relationships fray, when our deepest fears surface, that hard-won wisdom often evaporates into a hazy theoretical memory. We find ourselves falling back into old, ingrained patterns, once again battling the same internal demons we thought we'd conquered. I know that feeling intimately. For years, I embarked on a relentless quest, chasing after various gurus, philosophies, and psychological frameworks, each promising that elusive golden key to unlock a more purposeful, more effective, more genuinely lived existence. And while each offered a valuable piece of the vast human puzzle, none truly demanded radical integration, none truly compelled me to embody their teachings in a way that resonated deeply enough to fundamentally reshape my daily experience. They stayed in my head, a neat collection of ideas, rather than becoming the very fabric of my being. Then, at a point where I was almost resigned to the limitations of purely intellectual understanding, I stumbled upon a figure from the tumultuous 16th century Ming dynasty in China. His name, Wang Yanghoming, might initially sound arcane and distant, conjuring images of dusty scrolls and abstract academic debates. But let me assure you, his life and his philosophy were anything but abstract. Imagine, if you will, a person who was not merely a scholar confined to the hallowed quiet of an ivory tower. Wang Yanghoming was a verifiable force of nature. He was a brilliant official, navigating the treacherous, often deadly, political currents of a vast imperial court, rising to power through sheer intellect and moral fortitude. He was a master poet, his verses not just beautiful but brimming with the distilled wisdom of a profoundly reflective mind. And perhaps most astonishingly, he was a highly successful, almost legendary general, leading armies into battle against formidable rebellions and applying his deepest philosophical insights directly to strategy, leadership, and the harrowing, chaotic heat of conflict. He literally fought wars, not just won them, but attributed his decisive victories not solely to superior military tactics, but to his profound understanding of the human mind, the nature of reality, and the unity of knowing and acting. This was no detached intellectual. This was a man whose deepest convictions were forged in the crucible of real-world challenges, whose wisdom was tested and proven on the battlefield, in the imperial court, and in exile. When I first delved into his work, I'll confess, a healthy dose of skepticism was my companion. Here we go, I thought, another ancient sage, another set of dense, culturally specific texts to painstakingly dissect. But what immediately distinguished Wang Yanghoming wasn't just what he taught, but how he lived, and more critically, what his philosophy demanded of me. It wasn't about passive intellectual assent. It was about radical, embodied action. His core philosophy, famously encapsulated as the unity of knowledge and action, or Jizing He Yi, wasn't a clever philosophical turn of phrase to be debated in academic circles. It was a potent, non-negotiable blueprint for a life lived with unwavering integrity, profound efficacy, and genuine self-mastery. It screamed from every page, "Stop simply thinking about it. Stop analyzing it to death. Live it, do it, experience it. Integrate it into every fiber of your being." I had genuinely grown weary, truly exhausted, by advice that remained neatly packaged in my intellectual understanding, advice I could articulate perfectly in a conversation, but utterly failed to embody when confronted with a stressful deadline, a difficult conversation, or a personal setback. Wang Yanghoming's ideas didn't just suggest change, they demanded it. They didn't just offer abstract understanding, they insisted on realization through dedicated, consistent doing. And that unwavering demand, that insistent push beyond mere cognition, fundamentally changed everything for me. It wasn't a gentle nudge towards self-improvement. It was a seismic shift in how I approached challenges, how I understood my own mind, how I processed emotions, and how I actively engaged with the world around me. The impact wasn't subtle or superficial, it was profound, pervasive, and has continued to reverberate through every aspect of my personal and professional life ever since. So, what we're going to embark upon together in this series isn't just a discussion about Wang Yangming's philosophy. It's an invitation to journey with him to explore his transformative insights from a truly practical vantage point. My unwavering intention here is to translate his profound, often initially challenging wisdom not into another dry academic treatise or a purely historical account, but into a vivid, actionable, and directly applicable guide for modern life. We're going to meticulously unpack his core principles, delve into the captivating narrative of his life, and most importantly, discover how his revolutionary insights can empower you right here, right now, to navigate the intricate complexities of your own existence with unprecedented clarity, unwavering purpose, and remarkable effectiveness. Think of it as ancient wisdom, not merely preserved, but field-tested across centuries, refined through personal struggle and triumph, and now reimagined specifically for the unique challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. This isn't designed to be a top-down lecture where I, as the narrator, simply present myself as the sole expert and unequivocally tell you how things are. Far from it. Consider this much more of a shared expedition, a collaborative exploration of ideas and their real-world application. We'll be experimenting with these concepts, questioning their nuances, and actively applying these insights together to our contemporary experiences. My deepest hope is that by the time we conclude this illuminating journey, you won't just more facts about Wang Yangming, but you will have actively experienced the profound, transformative power of his philosophy. You'll discover firsthand how to integrate his rebellious, yet deeply practical, system of thinking into the very fabric of your daily decisions, your challenging relationships, your creative endeavors, and your ongoing personal growth. Let's not just passively learn new concepts, let's courageously live them. Let's not just intellectually understand, let's actively embody. Let's begin this extraordinary journey of shared discovery and radical experimentation, taking this ancient wisdom and making it vividly alive in your life, starting today. We often find ourselves trapped in a curious paradox. We know what we should do, yet we don't do it. We consume countless books, listen to podcasts, watch inspiring videos, accumulating what we believe to be knowledge, only to find ourselves stuck in the same patterns, our lives largely unchanged. This gap between knowing and doing, between aspiration and actuality, is the very core of procrastination, and it's a chasm we aim to bridge in this chapter, titled The End of Procrastination, the Unity of Knowledge and Action. Our guide in this endeavor, surprisingly, comes not directly from the ancient streets of Hippo, but from the profound insights of an East Asian philosopher, Wang Yangming, whose principle of Zhai He, often translated as the unity of knowledge and action, offers a radical redefinition of what it truly means to know. At its heart, Zhai He posits that genuine knowledge is utterly inseparable from its application. It's not a sequential process where you first acquire knowledge and then, at some later point, decide to act upon it. No, according to this philosophy, true knowledge is action, and true action is knowledge. They are two sides of the same coin, intrinsically bound together, existing as one coherent whole. Think about it this way: many of us could recite the dictionary definition of kindness. We understand the concept intellectually. It's the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. We could analyze its various facets, discuss its benefits, and even debate its philosophical underpinnings. But do you truly know kindness from merely reading that definition, or from intellectually grasping its concept? I would argue emphatically no. You don't truly know kindness until you are kind. You know it in the act of offering comfort to a stranger, in the warmth of a selfless gesture, in the silent decision to prioritize another's well-being over your own immediate desires. It is in the that the understanding crystallizes, solidifies, and becomes a lived reality within you. Without the action, the intellectual grasp remains just that, an abstract concept, a shadow of true understanding, residing perhaps in your memory, but not truly integrated into your being. This idea fundamentally reframes our approach to goals, learning, and personal growth. For too long, we've been taught to believe in a linear progression: first, accumulate information, then develop understanding, and finally, apply that understanding to achieve our goals. It's a model of knowing to do, but Zhang He flips this on its head, advocating for doing to know. You don't wait until you feel fully prepared, fully educated, or entirely confident to act. Instead, you act, and through that action, through the inevitable struggles, failures, and small victories, you gain deeper, more authentic knowledge. Consider the aspiring writer who reads every book on storytelling, attends every workshop, and analyzes every classic novel, yet never puts pen to paper. Does this person know writing? Or the entrepreneur who devours business plans and marketing strategies but never launches their product? Do they know entrepreneurship? The answer, through the lens of Zhang He, is a resounding no. They possess information, certainly, but not true knowledge. True knowledge, in these contexts, is forged in the messy, uncertain, and often challenging act of creating, drafting, failing, revising, and finally, publishing or launching. This isn't to diminish the value of study or contemplation. Far from it. But it asserts that study alone is incomplete. Contemplation without eventual manifestation remains theoretical. The true power lies in the dynamic interplay. Informed action fuels deeper insight, which in turn refines subsequent action, creating a virtuous cycle of growth and genuine understanding. This principle challenges us to confront a profound truth about ourselves. Our actions are the only true, undeniable reflection of our knowledge and our values. We might say we value honesty, but if we regularly bend the truth for convenience, our actions reveal that we don't truly know honesty in the most integrated sense. We might claim to believe in justice, but if we stand by silently in the face of injustice, our actions betray a gap between our stated belief and our lived reality. The beauty of Zhang He is its liberating simplicity. It removes the paralyzing excuse of "I need to know more before I can start." It demands immediate engagement. It calls us to embody our ideals, not just intellectually assent to them. It forces us to recognize that if a value or a piece of knowledge isn't manifesting in our behavior, then we haven't truly internalized it. It remains an external concept, not an internal guiding force. So, as we embark on this journey, let us carry this powerful insight with us. Let us not merely listen to these words, but actively seek ways to integrate them into our lives. Let us challenge ourselves to move beyond passive consumption and into active creation, beyond mere understanding and into profound embodiment. For only then can we truly know, truly grow, and truly overcome the procrastination that keeps us from living the lives we aspire to lead. The end of procrastination begins when knowledge and action become one. Welcome back to our journey through Augustine's profound masterpiece, The City of God. In our previous chapter, we laid the groundwork, understanding the vast historical and philosophical landscape Augustine sought to navigate. Today, we turn inward to a concept that, while not explicitly termed as such in Augustine's writings, resonates deeply with his search for truth and his understanding of humanity's inherent moral compass, the idea of liang-zhai, or innate moral knowledge. Chapter 2, Your Inner Compass Trusting Innate Knowledge. Augustine, in his ceaseless quest for meaning, eventually understood that the answers he sought were not to be found solely in external philosophies or earthly cities, but within the depths of the human soul. This resonates powerfully with the concept of liang-zhai, a term originating in Eastern philosophy, yet universally applicable. Liang-zhai isn't about complex ethical frameworks or an extensive list of do's and don'ts. It is, at its core, a pure, intuitive moral knowledge that every single one of us is born with. Think of it not as a learned skill, but as an inherent, deeply ingrained sense, a gut feeling, a moral compass that points us towards what is genuinely good, true, and right. It's the whisper of our conscience before the world's clamor drowns it out, the subtle nudge towards compassion, the innate aversion to cruelty. Many of us spend our lives searching out there for answers to life's biggest questions. How should I live? What is truly good? What is my purpose? We read countless books, listen to various gurus, and seek external validation. Yet Augustine, like many great thinkers, eventually realized that the most profound truths aren't waiting to be discovered externally, but rather they are waiting to be uncovered in here, within the sanctuary of our own hearts and minds. Liang-zhai posits that these answers are not distant ideals, they are innate, pre-existing within us, merely obscured by societal conditioning, personal biases, and the distractions of the material world. Our task, then, is not to acquire new knowledge, but to peel back these layers and reconnect with the wisdom that already resides within. Consider, for a moment, those everyday experiences that speak volumes about this inner compass. Have you ever performed an act of genuine kindness, perhaps helping someone without expecting anything in return? Remember that feeling, that subtle but unmistakable warmth that spreads through your chest, a quiet satisfaction that transcends mere pleasure, that in its purest form is the affirmation of your liang-zhai. It's the intrinsic reward system, the inner voice acknowledging that you have aligned with universal good. Conversely, think about a time when you might have been less than truthful, perhaps a small, seemingly inconsequential lie. Did you feel a pang of unease, a knot in your stomach, or a flicker of guilt, even if no one else knew? That too is liang-zhi at work, signaling a misalignment, a gentle but firm correction from your innate moral faculty. These aren't intellectual assessments, they are visceral, immediate, emotional responses that cut through rationalizations. In the context of Augustine's City of God, where he grapples with the nature of good and evil, the fallen state of humanity, and the path to salvation, understanding this innate moral compass becomes crucial. For Augustine, true knowledge and genuine faith were not just about intellectual assent, but about a transformation of the heart, an alignment with divine will that often began with an internal stirring, a deep longing for truth and goodness. His own conversion story is a testament to this, a journey from outward searching and intellectual wrestling to an internal revelation and profound inner peace. Cultivating this connection to your liang zhai is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong practice, a journey of self-discovery and refinement. It means actively choosing to listen to that quiet, inner voice rather than being swayed by external pressures or fleeting desires. It involves introspection, honest self-assessment, and a willingness to confront our own shadows. Just as we train our physical bodies, we must train our inner faculties to discern and respond to the subtle promptings of our moral compass. This practice builds something truly invaluable, unshakable self-trust. When you consistently listen to and act upon your liang zhai, you develop an inner resilience, a quiet confidence in your own judgment. You become less dependent on the opinions of others, more grounded in your own authentic values. This connection fosters unparalleled clarity, allowing you to navigate life's complex dilemmas with a newfound sense of purpose and direction. The path forward becomes less about figuring out what the world expects of you, and more about aligning with the truest, most virtuous part of yourself. This profound self-trust, born from listening to our innate moral knowledge, is what empowers us to build a life of integrity, a life that contributes to the city of God here on earth, even amidst the challenges and imperfections of the earthly city. It allows us to be agents of goodness, guided not by fear or external decree, but by the undeniable truth residing within each of us. As we move forward in our exploration of Augustine, keep this inner compass in mind. It is the very foundation upon which we can build a life of virtue, and it is the light that guides us toward true wisdom, echoing Augustine's own profound realization that God is nearer to us than we are to ourselves. Welcome back to our journey through St. Augustine's monumental work, the City of God. In our previous chapters, we laid the groundwork, exploring the grand cosmic drama and the human condition. Now, as we delve into Chapter 3, we turn our gaze inward to a concept so profound it has the power to reshape your entire understanding of existence. Reality is negotiable, the mind is principle. This chapter invites us to consider a truly revolutionary idea, one that resonates deeply with the spirit of philosophical inquiry found in Augustine's own quest for truth, but which we will explore through the lens of a powerful concept from Eastern philosophy Xin-ji Li pronounced Shin-ji Li. This ancient wisdom, often translated as the mind is principle, offers a radical perspective on how we interact with the world around us. It posits that the universal principles, the very li or rational order governing all things, are not merely external truths to be discovered, but are inherently interwoven with, and indeed, made manifest through, our own minds, our Xin*. To truly grasp Xin-ji Li*, let's translate its essence into a phrase that might instantly click for many of us. Your mind doesn't just perceive reality, it actively creates your experience of it. Think about that for a moment. It's not just about seeing the world, it's about interpreting it, filtering it, imbuing it with meaning, and in doing so, constructing the reality you inhabit. The external world presents us with raw data, a multitude of sensory inputs. But it is our consciousness, our mind, that takes this data and synthesizes it into a coherent, meaningful, and deeply personal experience. The world is not simply asterisk out there asterisk waiting to be observed. It comes alive, becomes asterisk real asterisk to us, only as it passes through the crucible of our individual perception and understanding. This isn't just an abstract philosophical musing, it's a concept with profound, practical implications echoing across centuries and cultures. Consider its remarkable alignment with modern psychological principles like cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing is a therapeutic technique where you challenge negative thoughts and interpretations and actively reframe them into more positive or realistic ones. The external event itself doesn't change. Perhaps you received a critical review at work or missed an important deadline. But by changing your interpretation of that event, instead of "I'm a failure," it becomes "this is an opportunity to learn and improve." You fundamentally alter your emotional and psychological reality. The event remains, but its impact, its asterisk meaning asterisk for you, is entirely reshaped by your mind's engagement. Similarly, this idea lies at the very heart of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has found renewed relevance in our modern, often turbulent world. The Stoics, epitomized by figures like Epictetus, famously taught that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam. The external event is the immobile cars, the slow crawl. For one person, this might trigger intense frustration, anger, and a ruined day. For another, it might be an opportunity for quiet reflection, to listen to an audiobook, or simply practice patience. The traffic jam itself is neutral. It's the asterisk mind's judgment asterisk of it that determines the experience. The asterisk lie asterisk, or principle of the traffic jam, its physical manifestation is constant, but the asterisk zin asterisk, or mind's engagement with it, creates two entirely different realities. This is asterisk zin jili asterisk in action. The principle of the event is made real to us through our mind. To truly bring this concept to life, let's turn to a captivating story from the life of Wang Yanghoming, a brilliant Ming Dynasty philosopher and one of the most significant figures in the history of Neo-Confucianism, whose teachings are synonymous with asterisk zin jili asterisk. One day, Wang Yangming was with a friend on a mountain. His friend pointed to a beautiful flower blooming on a distant cliff and asked Wang Yanghoming, "You often say that there is no principle outside the mind. This flower blooms and withers by itself in the deep mountains. What does it have to do with my mind?" Wang Yangming paused, gazing at the distant flower, and then replied, "Before you looked at this flower was silent with your mind. When you came to look at this flower, the color of the flower immediately became clear in your mind. From this, you know that this flower is not outside your mind." Think about the profound implications of this simple exchange. The flower, in its purely objective existence, certainly blooms and withers regardless of human observation. It adheres to the biological principles of its species. But Wang Yangming's point wasn't about the flower's bare existence asterisk in itself asterisk. His point was about the flower's existence asterisk in your reality asterisk. For the friend, the flower became real, vibrant, and significant asterisk only asterisk when his mind engaged with it, when his consciousness brought it into his sphere of experience. Until that moment, it was, for asterisk him asterisk, as if it did not exist. The asterisk lie asterisk of the flower, its vibrant color, its delicate form, its fleeting life became perceptible, tangible, and relevant only through the asterisk zin asterisk of the observer. The universal principle of the flower's beauty and existence, for a conscious being manifests within the mind. This narrative empowers us with an extraordinary realization: you are not merely a passive observer of a fixed reality. You are, in a very real and profound sense, a company creator of your experience of that reality. The world is constantly presenting itself to you, but you decide, through your attention, your interpretation, your judgment, what truly enters your reality, how it is colored, and what meaning it holds. This isn't to say that external facts don't exist, or that we can simply wish away objective truths. A brick wall is still a brick wall, and gravity still pulls us down. But our experience of that brick wall, whether it's an insurmountable barrier, a blank canvas for art, a source of shelter, or a historical artifact, is entirely constructed within our minds. Our relationship with gravity, whether it's an oppressive force, a scientific principle to be understood, or the foundation for dance and movement, is likewise a product of our consciousness. The power of *Zinjili* lies in this incredible liberation. It tells you that if you want to change your world, you don't necessarily have to change the external circumstances, which are often beyond your immediate control. Instead, you can and must change your mindset, your perspective, your interpretation. By consciously choosing how you engage with events, how you frame challenges, how you perceive others, and how you understand yourself, you literally begin to reshape the very fabric of your personal reality. This is the ultimate empowerment. It means that resilience, peace, and even joy are not merely reactions to favorable external conditions, but are cultivated from within. They are products of a mind that understands its own power to discern, interpret, and ultimately to choose its experience of the world. Just as Augustine sought to understand God's order and truth within the soul, so too does *Zinjili* guide us to find the universal principles, the very essence of reality, not in an external dogma, but in the illuminated clarity of our own minds. So, as we conclude this chapter, reflect on the profound implications of reality is negotiable. The mind is principle. Carry this awareness with you. Recognize that the next time you encounter a challenge, witness beauty, or face uncertainty, your mind holds the key to defining that experience. You have the power to negotiate your reality, not by altering the universe, but by mastering the universe within. This profound understanding offers a pathway to not just endure life, but to truly thrive by consciously shaping the world you experience, one thought, one interpretation, one principle at a time. The principles governing the universe truly are found within your own mind. Welcome to Chapter 4. The world is your gym, polishing the mind in action. Up to this point, we've delved into the profound philosophical and theological underpinnings of Augustine's monumental work, The City of God. We've explored the nature of human striving, the contrast between the earthly and heavenly cities, and the eternal longing for a peace that transcends this fleeting world. But knowledge, however profound, remains theoretical until it is put into practice. Augustine's journey, his very transformation, was not merely an intellectual exercise. It was a visceral, lived experience, forged in the crucible of his own struggles and triumphs. Today, we turn our attention to the practical application of these timeless truths, introducing a powerful method for spiritual and mental growth that resonates deeply with Augustine's own path, the concept of Shishangmo lion, which, translated from Chinese, means polishing on the matter or training in the midst of affairs. This isn't a concept from Augustine's direct writings, but it beautifully encapsulates a vital truth embedded within his life and teachings, a truth essential for anyone seeking genuine transformation. Shishang-mo Lion posits that true growth, genuine refinement of character, doesn't happen in serene isolation, in perfect, peaceful conditions, or on some distant spiritual retreat. No, it happens precisely in the friction of daily life, in the messy, unpredictable, and often frustrating realities of our everyday existence. It is here, in the hurly-burly of the world, that our virtues are tested, our weaknesses exposed, and our capacity for grace truly forged. Think for a moment about how often we postpone our spiritual or personal development. We tell ourselves, "I'll be more patient when my life settles down. I'll practice gratitude when I have more to be grateful for. I'll be calm when the children are older, or when my work project is finished, or when the world isn't so chaotic." We often wait for an ideal environment, a quiet haven, before we feel ready to cultivate peace, compassion, or resilience. But Shishang-mo Lion utterly refutes this passive approach. It declares that the world is your gym. The present moment, with all its imperfections, is your training ground. Let's reframe some of those common frustrations that punctuate our days. That difficult colleague who seems to delight in pushing your buttons. They are not merely an annoyance. They are a living, breathing lesson in patience, in empathy, and in setting boundaries with grace. That infuriating traffic jam, stretching endlessly before you, threatening to derail your meticulously planned day. It is not just lost time, it is a profound test of your calm, your acceptance of what you cannot control, and an opportunity to practice mindfulness in a moment of forced stillness. That seemingly boring, repetitive task at work or at home, it isn't just a chore, it's a rigorous drill for your focus, your diligence, and your ability to find meaning even in the mundane. Consider the challenge of unexpected criticism. Instead of reacting defensively, see it as an opportunity to practice humility and self-reflection, to discern truth from falsehood without ego. The frustration of a technological glitch, a forgotten appointment, a spilled coffee, each is a chance to cultivate equanimity, to not let external events dictate your inner state. These are not just minor irritations, they are the weights and resistance bands of your spiritual workout. They are the grit that allows for polishing. The essence of Shishang-mo Lion is to stop waiting for the perfect conditions to be calm, to be virtuous, to be present, or to be truly ourselves. Stop waiting for the monastery, the meditation retreat, or the quiet mountaintop. Instead, start practicing right where you are, with what you have, and with whom you are. The present moment, in all its raw, unfiltered reality, is the most potent crucible for growth. View life's difficulties not as obstacles to be overcome and then forgotten, but as opportunities for polishing the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Just as a rough stone is polished against another, harder surface to reveal its inner brilliance, so too are our characters refined through the friction of life's challenges. Each frustrating interaction, each unexpected setback, each moment of discomfort is a chance to buff away the rough edges of impatience, pride, fear, or attachment. They are the instruments of our transformation. Augustine, in his journey from a restless youth to a towering figure of faith, did not find peace in a life devoid of struggle. He found it through struggle. His philosophical debates, his wrestling with temptation, his intellectual battles against heresies, his personal quest for truth amidst confusion, these were all his Shishang-mo Lion. They were the crucibles that refined his understanding, deepened his faith, and ultimately led him to the profound insights we now cherish in the city of God. He didn't escape the world to find God. He wrestled with the world, and in that wrestling, he encountered the divine. So, as you go about your day, remember this powerful principle. Each challenge is not merely an inconvenience, it is a sacred opportunity. Each difficult person is not merely an irritant, they are a teacher. Each moment of discomfort is not merely something to be endured, it is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Embrace the friction, for it is in the friction that true polishing occurs. It is in the gym of your everyday life that you will forge the spiritual muscles needed to build your own inner city of God, a fortress of peace and virtue that stands resilient amidst the shifting sands of the earthly city. This is the practical path to embodying the wisdom of Augustine, not just in thought, but in action in every single breath. Welcome to Chapter 5, A Life Philosophy in 4 Lines. Life in all its intricate dance of joy and sorrow, certainty and doubt, often feels overwhelmingly complex. We are constantly navigating a labyrinth of decisions, emotions, and external pressures. In such moments, the human mind yearns for clarity, for a simple, yet profound, compass to guide its way. It is into this universal human experience that the brilliant Ming Dynasty philosopher Wang Yanghoming offers a powerful, succinct framework for living, encapsulated in what are known as his 4 axioms. These aren't mere philosophical statements, they are a direct, almost poetic, guide to understanding ourselves, our actions, and our place in the moral universe. Think of them as a spiritual pocket mantra, a distilled essence of wisdom you can carry with you, ready to deploy when confusion or stress clouds your inner vision. Let us explore these 4 lines, each building upon the last, forming a complete path from understanding to action. The first axiom states, "Asks devoid of good and evil is the mind's original substance." Ashtisk, this is perhaps the most fundamental and liberating of the 4. It speaks to our inherent nature, our true self, before it is touched by external conditioning, desires, or judgments. Wang Yongming believed that at our core, the mind is not predisposed to either good or evil, but is rather a pristine, pure canvas, a state of profound impartiality. This original substance is our *Liangji*, our innate knowing, a spontaneous, untainted faculty of moral awareness that simply *is*. It's not empty, rather, it possesses an inherent luminosity, a potential for perfect understanding and action, unburdened by the dualities we impose upon the world. When we strip away all our learned biases, our desires, our fears, and the societal constructs of right and wrong, what remains is this original, unblemished essence. It's the peace that lies deeper than any storm, the silence beneath all noise. Recognizing this pure, original state is the first step towards true self-mastery. The second axiom follows, having good and evil is the arousing of the will. While our original mind is pure, life demands interaction. As soon as our consciousness engages with the world, as soon as we form intentions, make choices, or even entertain thoughts, the duality of good and evil inevitably arises. The arousing of the will refers to the emergence of our thoughts, desires, and intentions. It's when our pure, original substance begins to interact with phenomena that distinctions, preferences, and moral considerations come into play. A thought arises, an intention forms, a desire takes hold, and in that moment, our *Liangji* immediately begins to assess it. Is this thought aligned with our inherent goodness, or does it deviate? Is this intention wholesome or potentially harmful? This axiom beautifully illustrates the transition from an unmanifest potential to the dynamic engagement with reality, where moral choice becomes an unavoidable aspect of human experience. It's here that the seeds of our actions are sown, reflecting the quality of our internal will. The third axiom then provides the compass sestris to know good and to know evil is the investigation of things. Asterisk, this is where our our innate knowing becomes active. It's not a passive purity, but an active, discerning faculty. Wang Yangming's concept of investigation of things is profoundly different from the earlier Neo-Confucian emphasis on external scholarly study. For Yang Yangming, investigating things means turning inward, examining our own intentions, our thoughts, and our responses to situations. It's about letting our innate moral sense illuminate the quality of our actions and the intentions behind them. When our will is aroused, our Lianji immediately provides a clear judgment: this is good, or this is not good. This isn't intellectualizing morality, it's an intuitive, spontaneous knowing. It's akin to our conscience, but deeper, a profound, immediate understanding of what is congruent with our original good nature and what is not. This constant, internal self-assessment, guided by our innate knowledge, is the continuous process of refining our moral understanding. Finally, the fourth axiom brings us to action. To do good and to rid oneself of evil is the correction of things. A Stoic understanding is incomplete without action. This axiom embodies Wang Yangming's famous doctrine of the unity of knowledge and action. Zhaixing He Yi. Once our Liangji has discerned good from evil, the next, inseparable step is to act accordingly. Correction of things refers to the active process of aligning our behavior with our innate moral knowledge. If we know something is good, we must strive to do it. If we know something is evil, we must actively work to eliminate it from our conduct and our character. This isn't just about external behavior, it's about continuously purifying our intentions and refining our character. It's a dynamic, lifelong process of self-cultivation where every moment presents an opportunity to put our innate moral compass into practice. This axiom emphasizes that true knowledge is only manifest through consistent, virtuous action, thereby closing the loop from our original pure nature to our lived experience. Together, these four axioms offer a remarkably complete and profound philosophy for life. From recognizing our inherent goodness, to understanding the emergence of moral choice, to actively discerning right from wrong, and finally, to embodying that knowledge through action, they provide a holistic framework for self-mastery. In moments of doubt, stress, or moral confusion, these lines can serve as that pocket mantra, drawing us back to our foundational truth. They remind us that the answers we seek often reside within us, guiding us not just to think about how to live, but to genuinely live with clarity, integrity, and purpose. Welcome back, fellow travelers, on this journey through wisdom. We've spent time delving into the profound insights of St. Augustine's The City of God, Volume I*, exploring the intricate dance between our earthly existence and the eternal truths that shape us. But wisdom isn't merely to be understood, it's to be lived. It's to be woven into the very fabric of our daily routines, transforming the mundane into moments of profound growth. This next section isn't about grand philosophical debates or theological deep dives. It's about practical application. It's your 7-day action plan. Live the wisdom, a series of small, manageable exercises designed to help you integrate Augustine's principles into your personal city. Think of these as daily invitations to build a more resilient, more virtuous inner dwelling. No heavy lifting required, just mindful engagement. Let's begin with asterisk day 1 and day 2. Focusing on knowledge and action. Augustine often grappled with the disconnect between what he knew was right and what he actually did. We all experience this, don't we? That inner tug of war where our rational mind assents to a good habit, but our will falters. For these 2 days, your exercise is beautifully simple. Choose one small, positive habit you you should do, and just do it once each day without internal debate. Perhaps it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, taking 5 deep breaths, stretching for 2 minutes, or reading a single page of a book. The key here isn't the difficulty of the task, but the absence of debate. When the thought arises, should I do X? Simply bypass the internal monologue and do X. This practice is about strengthening your will, making it a faithful servant to your better judgment, much like Augustine sought to align his will with the divine. It's about closing the gap between knowing and doing, one small, decisive act at a time. Observe how much energy you save by not arguing with yourself. Moving into day 3 and day 4 will cultivate your inner compass. Augustine's pursuit of truth wasn't solely intellectual. It involved a profound turning inward, listening for that divine spark, that inner guide. When faced with choices in life, big or small, we often resort to elaborate pros and cons lists, dissecting every angle until paralysis sets in. For these 2 days, your exercise is to pause for 60 seconds when you're facing 2 choices. Don't pull out the mental spreadsheet. Instead, ignore the pros and cons list completely and just feel which option feels lighter or more right. Lighter doesn't necessarily mean easier or more convenient. It means the choice that feels less burdened by ego, less driven by fleeting desires, and more aligned with a sense of peace or inner harmony. It's about cultivating a nuanced sense of discernment, a subtle intuition guided by a deeper moral compass, rather than simply pure calculation. This is about learning to trust that inner knowing, that quiet voice which Augustine believed could lead us toward true blessedness. Give yourself permission to feel, to listen beyond the clamor of the intellect. As we progress to day 5 and day 6, we turn to polishing in action. Life, as Augustine knew, is a constant testing ground, a crucible for the soul. Rather than seeing annoyances as mere frustrations, what if we reframed them as opportunities for growth? For these 2 days, your exercise is to intentionally identify one daily annoyance. This could be anything: slow internet, traffic, a difficult colleague, a frustrating household chore. For 5 minutes, treat this annoyance not as an obstacle, but as a personal trainer for your mind, practicing the specific virtue it challenges. If it's slow internet, practice patience. If it's traffic, practice acceptance and letting go of control. If it's a challenging interaction, practice charity, understanding, or humility. Instead of reacting with irritation, consciously choose to engage with the situation as an exercise in virtue. Tell yourself, this isn't just slow internet, this is my patience workout. Or, this challenging person is actually helping me strengthen my compassion muscle. Augustine understood that our earthly trials when approached with the right perspective, can be powerful tools for spiritual refinement, helping us to build a robust inner city capable of withstanding the winds of change. Finally, we arrive at Day 7, dedicated to reflection. Augustine's entire spiritual journey was one of profound introspection, continually re-evaluating his past experiences through the lens of newfound understanding. He recognized that our perception shapes our reality. For your final exercise this week, take some time to reflect and write down one instance from the week where your perspective on an event completely changed your experience of it. Perhaps an initial frustration later turned into gratitude, or a perceived setback revealed an unexpected opportunity. Describe the event, your initial reaction, the shift in your perspective, and how that shift fundamentally altered your feelings and subsequent actions. This act of reflection solidifies the week's lessons, highlighting the immense power you hold in shaping your inner world, regardless of external circumstances. It underscores Augustine's timeless wisdom. Our experience of reality is ultimately determined not by what happens to us, but by how we choose to interpret it and what meaning we ascribe to it. This 7-day action plan is merely a starting point, a gentle invitation to begin living Augustine's wisdom in tangible ways. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are tools for building a more resilient, more virtuous, and ultimately, a more peaceful inner city. As you embark on these small, deliberate practices, remember that the journey of faith and self-improvement is ongoing. Be patient with yourself, celebrate the small victories, and keep turning inward, ever refining that precious city within. Your understanding of the city of God will deepen not just through intellectual pursuit, but through the lived experience of these profound truths. The journey through St. Augustine's The City of God, Volume I, is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is an expedition into the depths of human nature, society, and our ultimate purpose. As we draw this exploration to a close, let's distill the profound wisdom we've uncovered into 3 actionable keys, 3 powerful, memorable takeaways that can serve as your personal compass for navigating the complexities of life and building an unshakable foundation for your existence. These aren't abstract philosophical concepts, but practical insights forged in the crucible of Augustine's own life and the tumultuous times he observed. Our first key to an unshakable life is clarity. Stop waiting for perfect knowledge, act your way into understanding. Augustine himself wrestled for years in a philosophical wilderness, seeking absolute certainty before committing to a path. Yet, his eventual conversion and the profound clarity that followed were not born of perfect pre-existing knowledge, but from a decisive act of will, a surrender to faith, and the subsequent living out of its tenets. He learned that true understanding often doesn't precede action, but rather emerges through it. The City of God isn't just a critique of paganism, it's an urgent call to live differently, to embody the values of the heavenly city even while sojourning in the earthly one. Don't let the paralyzing weight of incomplete information or lingering doubts keep you from moving forward. Whether in your spiritual journey, your career, or your personal relationships, sometimes the most profound insights reveal themselves only after you take the first courageous step. Engage with the world, participate in your chosen path, and you'll find that the very act of doing will illuminate your way, turning abstract concepts into lived truths. Augustine's own monumental effort in writing this very book was an act of faith, an engagement with the questions of his time, and through that sustained effort, new clarity emerged for generations. The second powerful takeaway is Sesk, your intuition is your true north. The answers you seek externally are already within you. Augustine's spiritual odyssey was a relentless search for truth outside himself in Manichaean dualism, in various philosophical schools, in the intellectual brilliance of others. But ultimately, he discovered that the most profound and enduring truths, the very essence of God's presence, resided within his own soul. His famous realization, "You were within me, but I was outside myself," encapsulates this pivotal shift. The city of God contrasts the fleeting, often deceptive allure of the external world, the earthly city's pursuit of transient power, fame, and material wealth, with the enduring peace and authentic wisdom found by turning inward. In a world saturated with external noise, distractions, and conflicting opinions, Augustine's wisdom urges us to cultivate stillness and listen to that inner voice, that conscience, that spark of divine reason. It is within you that the eternal law is imprinted. It is within that you can discern true good from false promises. Trusting your intuition, honed by reflection and moral discipline, is not a flight from reason, but an embrace of a deeper, more profound form of knowing that connects you to universal wisdom. This inner compass is far more reliable than any external authority alone, guiding you towards what is genuinely good and true for your soul. Finally, our third key is ask. Every challenge is a teacher. Use the friction of life to polish your mind and build character. The city of God was born from crisis, the unthinkable sack of Rome by the Visigoths in 410 AD. This cataclysmic event shattered the perceived invincibility of the Roman Empire and threw the entire world into existential turmoil. For many, it was the end of everything. For Augustine, it was a profound opportunity to articulate a transcendent vision. He didn't shy away from the suffering or deny the pain. Instead, he framed these immense challenges not as random misfortune or divine abandonment, but as potent crucibles for spiritual growth. The friction of life, whether it's personal hardship, societal upheaval, or philosophical struggle, is precisely what refines our understanding, tests our faith, and strengthens our character. Just as a rough stone is polished by abrasive forces into a gleaming jewel, so too are our minds sharpened and our souls deepened through adversity. Augustine teaches us that the earthly city, with all its imperfections and inevitable setbacks, serves a vital purpose in preparing us for the eternal city. Embrace the difficulties, learn from the disappointments, and view every obstacle as a chance to clarify your values, fortify your resolve, and ultimately draw closer to the source of all enduring strength. It is through facing and overcoming these challenges that we truly understand what it means to belong to an unshakable kingdom, a city whose foundations are eternal. These three keys: action leading to clarity, intuition as your true north, and challenges as profound teachers, are not just historical observations. They are living principles derived from the heart of Augustine's monumental work. They offer a timeless roadmap for navigating the complexities of your own existence, empowering you to cultivate a life of purpose, resilience, and profound peace irrespective of the external world's shifting sands. Carry these insights with you, internalize their power, and begin to build your own unshakable life. Here and now, we've journeyed deep into the profound world of St. Augustine's *The City of God, Volume I*. We've explored the intricate dance between the two cities, the tension between earthly pursuits and divine aspirations, and the enduring quest for a life aligned with eternal truth. But throughout our discussion, a central theme has quietly, yet powerfully, woven its way through every concept: the essential, inextricable unity of knowledge and action. Augustine himself was not merely a philosopher confined to abstract thought. He was a bishop, a leader, a man whose profound understanding directly informed his leadership, his counsel, and his very way of living. His wisdom wasn't just to be contemplated, it was to be embodied. And now, as we conclude, I want to challenge you to embody this very principle. It's not enough to simply absorb these rich ideas. The true power of Augustine's work, and indeed of any profound philosophy, lies in its application. It's in translating lofty ideals into tangible reality. So, based on everything we've discussed today, based on Augustine's relentless pursuit of truth, his vision for a just society, and his insistence on aligning our earthly actions with our heavenly destination, what is the one single action you will take in the next 24 hours? Think about it. Don't let this wisdom remain merely an interesting thought experiment. What small, concrete step can you take that reflects an insight gained, a principle clarified, or a conviction deepened by our exploration of the city of God Perhaps it's committing to a quiet moment of reflection, revisiting a specific passage of Augustine's text with fresh eyes, and journaling about its immediate relevance to your current circumstances. Maybe it's reaching out to someone with an act of compassion, seeking reconciliation, or extending understanding, consciously rooting that action in Augustine's teachings on love and community. It could be making a subtle but deliberate change in your daily routine, shifting your focus, or re-evaluating a priority through the lens of eternal perspective. Whatever it is, make it specific, make it achievable, and make it happen within the next day. This isn't about grand gestures, it's about the consistent, deliberate practice of integrating wisdom into life. Once you have that single, actionable step in mind, I urge you to take a moment and commit to it by writing it down in the comments below. There's a remarkable power in vocalizing, or in this case, textualizing your intentions. It transforms a passive thought, a fleeting notion, into an active intention, a public declaration, however small. It solidifies your commitment, making it more real, more potent. Don't just think it, declare it. Let's create a space where we can inspire and encourage one another on this journey of practical wisdom. If this deep dive into Augustine's city of God has provided even a single moment of clarity, a flash of understanding, or a renewed sense of purpose, please consider giving this video a like. Your engagement helps us reach more individuals seeking to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern living. And if you're eager to continue exploring practical philosophy, timeless texts, and how to apply profound insights to the complexities of contemporary life, then subscribe to this channel. Join our growing community as we seek to build our own city of God within ourselves and our world, one thoughtful action at a time. Finally, think of someone in your life who might benefit from this message. Perhaps they are someone you know who is often stuck in their head, brilliant in their thoughts, rich in their internal world, but perhaps grappling with how to effectively translate that inner landscape into meaningful external action. Someone who might be wrestling with the very same divide between knowledge and action that Augustine so eloquently addressed. Share this video with them. It could be the catalyst they need to bridge that gap, to find the courage to take their own first step. Augustine's legacy is not just a library of books, it's a call to live deliberately, to align our reason with our faith, our intellect with our actions. Thank you for joining me on this profound journey. Now go forth and act